Patrice gonna drown all this?
Huh?
You gotta cut the air off, it's gonna drown.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, turn that sucker off. Here you go, bro.
Go on. What's good, homie?
Alright. Here we go.
We just setting up, son. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, black man. Good morning.
Yaga!
Get them started. I hear the theme song. We on our way.
Those of us that know it, the intellectual abilities that we so pleasure and we do so because it's changed the impression.
Yaga! Yo. Yo, what's good? We popping on. You know what I'm saying? We just getting popping. Gra. Okay, let me.
Good morning, my children of the sun.
Good morning, my brother.
Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yeah.
Featuring Patrice, Gibbs, and Nsoromma. How you doing, brother?
What's up, my brother? What's up, my
We
brother?
ready
Hello,
to get
world.
started.
What's good?
You know what? Let me tell them
Do what we
something.
do.
Let me tell them something. You keep hanging out with me and Nsoromma. What have you brainwashed into believing? Harmony, okay.
Okay, sorry about that. We do it all live. We live all day. We live.
That's word.
This is the difference. We live.
Bigger than big. The Open Eye is brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, founders and builders of the Pearl Center, the Veteran-Specific Apartment Building. Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware. Hey, okay, I was saying it now. Yo.
Huh?
Oh, I got the thing.
Oh, the password.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guesswork contributors are theirs and are not intended to align any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
Yo, I'm inviting all my people. All your people invite all your people. We just gonna talk today about everything. But if you want something to talk about,
All right. Get ready to start my disclaimer again. We gotta have that disclaimer because we don't want to get nobody in trouble.
That's
Because
right.
we raw, we bring
right.
hardcore.
That's right.
You know, the truth upset people. It's
right?
that's just the way
Ain't that
it is.
crazy?
Yeah, it is. That's just crazy, but it is what it is. You know. Now, speaking of the truth, let me give you some truth right here. All right, give you some truth right here. You know, when I was growing up,
Right.
you know, my people was Christian. We went to church.
Right.
We had that picture of Jesus, you know, with the blonde hair and the,
Everybody had that.
Everybody had that. All right.
Style.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody had that.
Yeah. You know, now let me tell you about that picture. Between 1502 and 1503, Cesar Borgia hired Leonardo da Vinci to be an architect and an engineer.
Okay.
In which he and Leonardo da Vinci became intimate lovers in a homosexual relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, they were lovers. Expressing his love for Caesar, Leonardo painted many pictures of him.
Wow.
Caesar's father, Rodrigo Borgia, let me tell you, Borgias was something else. They was gangster. Who later became Pope Alexander the Sixth, under the authority of the Catholic Church elite, had his son's picture put up as Jesus Christ.
And that's what's in it. All the black people houses on the wall, over top of the fireplace, in the kitchen. Yo, I mean, to be so brainwashed to thinking that, you know, this guy's lover is your guy.
You know,
and believe that. And believe that.
Believe it.
Yo, that's, you
remember
believe
that episode?
in me, but you believe in that picture.
Ain't that something? Remember that episode of Good Times when J.J. Pink painted the black Jesus? And Michael wanted to put it up on the wall. You know, Michael was the militant ninja. And Florida said, oh no, this is the Jesus I know. That's picture of Caesar Borgia. Let me tell you about Caesar Borgia. Okay, this was an awful dude. This was the image of Christ. First of all, his father ordered any pictures of black Jesus destroyed. Okay, these were the original pictures. Caesar had sex with his own sister, Lucretia. And he killed his brother, Giovanni. And this is the man who the Catholic Church gave y'all the consent and allowed him to be put up and portrayed as Jesus Christ. This is an awful dude, man.
But they think that incest is okay, though. But that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's still going on right now.
Right now, even today. You see the orange disaster in his daughter? That don't look right. It don't look right.
Come on, man.
You know, you don't.
Prime example.
Yep. You don't affection up on your daughter like that. Let me tell you what Dr. Clark said. Nearly all religions were brought to people and imposed on people by conquerors, and used as the framework to control their mind.
Right.
My main point here is that if you are a child of God and God is a part of you, then in your imagination, God is supposed to look like you. And when you accept the picture of the deity assigned to you by another people, you become that people's spiritual prisoner.
I'm simply to the point that you can't explain the unknown. You can't put a face on the unknown. So,
right.
I mean, anything that's unexplainable can't be explained.
How about that?
No one can do.
You know, hey.
You know what I'm saying?
That's word. If it's not explainable, it can't be explained. That's simple, you know
what I'm saying? So why are you trying?
Why are you trying?
And that's all they doing is trying to explain all these religions and all these places where they think they thought that they got this and that. You know what I'm saying? And they just only put in together, they reaching for whatever their thought of whatever it may be it is. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what
make your own thoughts. And
I tell you, my mom said, and I know you've heard me say this many times, my mother said, the problem is too many people are too afraid and too lazy to learn anything beyond what they've been told.
Or force-fed.
Right, force-fed.
Force-fed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all they've been doing. When I was coming up, we used to do in school, we had all the things that benefited the kids and the growth of the economic system. We had food economics. We had classes like trade classes, you know, you could bring lessons. I mean, we had all kind of things that was teaching us to be full-rounded individuals and be independent. They teaching nothing.
No, what they're teaching now is they're teaching kids to remember and pass those standardized tests so they can get their money.
That's crazy. I remember they used to force the Pledge of Allegiance on us. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. And the Pledge of Allegiance was like one of the worstest racist things that was basically said towards black people, and we up here with our hand on our heart.
Look, if you look at the flag, right?
Wow,
the flag is too soaked with our blood for us to to honor it too greatly. The silence. That's something we notice. The selective activism. We take note of that. All throughout our educational careers, we've questioned how things such as the Atlantic slave trade and slavery happened, the Holocaust, and the South American apartheid. How could these things have occurred? I want you to be aware that your answer lies in your silence. That these things took place because people like you turned a blind eye. People like you kept in their privilege and comfort. And people like you who felt as though it didn't directly affect them, so it didn't matter. All right? Today we're witnessing the genocide and ethnic cleansing of a people. We're witnessing that. While you may not see it on mainstream media, news outlets, it's flooding the social media platforms that you spend 85% of your time on.
Right.
It's not a secret. So in 10, 15 years, when your kids come home with their history homework and ask you how this happened, I want you to remember your silence. I want to thank Sister Tracy Johnson for that.
True. Thank you, Tracy.
That's right. Now, one of the things, me and Nsoromma, we don't just see each other and talk to each other on the air.
Right.
And we got a discussion a couple of days ago about something that we getting tired of. And that's them, get your beeper ready, goddamn Karens. All right? I see in the video, the girl dropped her charger. Karen ran up, picked it up, and said it wasn't hers. And she needed to prove who it belonged to. Are you out your damn mind? Ooh. And they called the cops on the girl. The cops that came, what's going on here? And of course, the cops, they're more likely to take Karen's word than a black chick's word. But this cop
that's what I'm tired of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the fact that when police pull up, the presumption if it's a black or a white person, the white person's always right. You know what I'm saying? That has got to stop. That's the true injustice in our justice system. You know what I'm saying? Did you see the white guy broke in the black guy's house and the black guy killed him and it ended up being a murder charge?
Yep.
If you come in my house, I'm going to blow your brain back. Just like that. However you're going to get it, you're going to get it. And hey,
I'm going to peel your wig back.
I have the right just like you do. Exactly.
That's right.
So I don't play no games with that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And just like, now this one didn't end in somebody getting shot, but remember the black dude, he was renting the Airbnb, the Air Bread and Breakfast?
Yeah, and
right?
the next door neighbors came in.
Walk right in.
Now, if he had sprayed them, you have the right to carry. If you don't have any felons and you're not a bad person, you have the right to protect your family and yourself.
And your house.
They definitely go get guns. And they definitely are prepared to do the dirt to you. Believe that.
That's right.
So, I mean,
be prepared to protect yourself.
We have to be smarter, man. We have to talk smarter. We have to think smarter. We have to move smarter. I mean, and we have to be prepared.
That's right.
To protect ourselves.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, now they ran up in this Airbnb with no authority. But see, this is the thing. They have this thing in their head on white and I say so. Especially like there's some authority over black people. See, that mess comes from, from slavery times and segregation, when white people could roll up on some black people. You know what? I remember this was in front of O'Connell's Speedy Printer.
Okay.
I was outside, and this old white man, struggled to get his foot up on the wall so he could tie his shoe. And he looked around at me and said, there was a time I could have had you get down there and tie my shoe. I told him, you sucker, you. Them days are gone.
I'd have said, you better than me. I'd have got down there and tied them together.
I heard that. I heard that.
Both of them together.
Yeah.
When he walked,
but you know what? I got finished screaming on him.
Tied him around his ankle. Yeah. Tied up.
But when I got finished screaming on him, he had to go change his depends. I said, you don't do that crap no more. That's word. I put him I put him somewhere he ain't know it was possible to be.
Nah, see, sometimes they run into the right one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the right one.
Same here.
It don't matter. I don't give a how big you are, how thin you are, girl, man. I don't care.
Let me tell you something.
Disrespect me in any type of way, I'm going to give you all of the business.
That's word.
It's just that simple.
That simple.
I don't disrespect nobody, so right. I actually, I demand.
You respect.
Exactly.
I heard that, brother.
I give it to you, I demand it from you.
Doggone right. And like I said, don't come telling me no racial jokes. Don't come making no racial remarks to me because I go to 0 to 1,500.
He said, you said your pop said he only got 2 speeds.
I only got 2 speeds. I only got 2 speeds. That's what my father said. My father said, boy, you got 2 speeds. Hi, how you doing? Oh my God, call the cops.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the true big.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Like I said, this is what we're dealing with. And like Dr. King said, this is the reality that we're up against. Understand that. Oh, and in case y'all didn't know, this week, May 19th, was Malcolm X's birthday. Malcolm X would be 96 if he were living.
96.
96. If you didn't know,
and ain't nothing changed in 96 years.
In the 50 years that he was on the world stage, nothing changed. Why were they afraid of Malcolm? Why? Because I know that there's this feeling that the nation killed Malcolm and this, that, and the other. But look at something about what was going on during that period. No. When Malcolm was over in Egypt, somebody poisoned him. All right? The nation wasn't over in Egypt poisoning Malcolm. You can forget that. That was the CIA or FBI. It was the U.S. government that poisoned Malcolm. Because you got to remember that during that time, black leaders all over the world were putting their life on the line when they stood up for our people. And that goes from everyone from Patrice Lumumba to Malcolm X to Nelson Mandela, Winnie, Thomas Sankara. Of course, Thomas was up in the 80s and what have you.
Right.
Nkrumah Kwame. All these people, they were putting their lives on the line. Okay? Because the U.S. government now take Malcolm X specifically. Now, the U.S. was saying that we are the land of the freedom and democracy. And Malcolm put him on the world stage because he attracted world leaders. He put them on the world stage and said, no, they not. This is a racist, oppressive country. And he was going to take it to the UN. They was like, oh, he got to go. And so,
I mean, when you start putting in the right paperwork and you start talking right and you start talking in the way that the change can be made through the way that they bought, they basically threw it up on us. Paperwork is the only thing changing because this stuff is written. They have it written in the Constitution and in the laws and stuff like that to degrade us as a people. So, I mean, when you're attacking the proper channels, of course, they're going to start waking up and coming and wanting to blow your brains back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
poison you or how to give you that heart attack, making it look all like, was a natural causes. I mean, it's crazy that we got to go through that in 2021, big as this planet is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and much money is being made. Money being made every day.
Word.
So, I mean, everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a big ups and a shout out to State Senator Tizzy Lockman. All right? And that is because she sponsored a bill that Black history is to be taught in a curriculum in state schools, in Delaware. All right? And the bill would require Delaware's K through 12 schools to develop and implement a curriculum on Black history for the 2022-23 school year, starting then. It sent it to the governor's desk. It passed the House Bill 198. It cleared the state Senate, and it voted 16-5. That was Thursday. The no votes, of course, came from some Republican state senators. I'm going to go ahead and name them: Hocker, Lawson, Pettyjohn, Richardson, and Wilson. They voted against having Black history in the curriculum.
How can you be? Not just stop right there. How can you be against that? Period. As a person,
right?
It ain't about Republican, Democrat, and all that. It's about as a person. And these are the people that we have in office that has no type of feeling and emotion and caring for our people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, there's something, and this brings up critical race theory. Okay, critical race theory pushes that we tell the truth about American history. We tell the truth about what whites did in American history. We tell the truth about the monsters that the founding fathers were. Okay? They don't want to hear that. They don't want that truth. Well, that means that what you're saying, if you tell the truth about American history, what you're teaching is that all white people are racist. Well, Jane Elliott, a white woman who teaches on race, said if you were educated in America, and you're white and some black people, you are racist against black people because that is the indoctrination.
Right.
Okay?
And that's not a black person saying that.
That's not a black person saying
it. And she also was like, had a crowd of white people. It was like, put your hand up if you want to be treated like a black person. And none of them put their hand up. So they know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and they acting like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like when you it's just messy when you really think about it. That how designed this is and how force fed that everyone is. Not only us, they're force fed too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? To be treating us like this.
That's what,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, I heard a black educator say that you know, you gotta. He's saying don't give them a pass for it.
Oh, no.
But you got to understand that they too are indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe in this bigotry.
Right, they victims also, but I'm just saying, you have. That's where the person, that's where the godly in the person comes out. You know what I'm saying? You know what's right and wrong. Everybody, parents said that.
That's
white,
right.
black, Chinese, Japanese, whatever nationality or color. That everybody, parents said, or teachers, you know right from wrong.
Of course you do.
And that's where it all lies at. The line lies in the right and wrong. I don't care what the situation is.
You know, and just like you hear some people say, well, you can't hold too strong against the founding fathers because they were men of their time. Well, I don't accept that. Because time has nothing to do with morality. What time period you was in has nothing to do with morality, because there were plenty of people in that time period that looked at the situation, looked at slavery, looked at the oppression, and said this is wrong.
I mean, I don't even call it slavery. I call it murder.
Well,
you understand? Well, slavery sound too good. Slavery sound like it's supposed to be. I mean, they got them so brainwashed that slavery sound like it's an okay word, and it's not. These people were murdered.
You know what that reminds me of?
And do murder have a statute of limitations?
It shouldn't.
It don't.
It don't.
Okay, if the government murdered all these people with the reparation, it shouldn't be a question about that.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But you know what? What was I going to say there? I lost my train of thought there, but that's okay. When you were saying that, you know, it's murder, you know,
slavery.
Well, you know, well, I like what historian John Jackson said. We are not and never were slaves.
Right.
Okay? We were prisoners of war.
Right.
And what they did was they separated those that spoke the same language. They separated us, you know, and made sure we didn't communicate with each other. So, and they made sure that we weren't able to teach the coming generations who they were. Because if they knew who they were, and they knew that they came from advanced societies, okay, they would not. You cannot enslave an intelligent person, a well-read person, a person that knows and understands who they are. Okay? Don't get it mixed. You know, you get this mythology from things like Gone with the Wind and what have you, that slaves were docile, and that, you know, it took the Civil War and white people to free the slaves because they were, they were had some morals about them and what have you. It wasn't about that. Okay? What happened was these slaves was cutting up. And in the North, they said, yo, you know what? One, slavery gives the South too much of an advantage, okay, economically. Two, these slaves ain't going to continue to put up with this. And they coming, all right? Y'all got to cut this out. The South said, we don't give a damn, we're going to keep on this slave. And so, the war came forth. Because, let me tell you, slaves weren't just running away to the North. Some slaves were going south to places like Florida and joining with the Seminole Indians and fighting these white people. Right. And not just fighting them, but kicking their ass. Boom! Yeah, that's word. So we have never been a docile people who just accepted our fate. All right? We're people that move forward, as much as we could, and we fought against the oppression, and we always have, that we have been under. And don't get it mixed. I have much respect and admiration for Dr. King. Okay?
Right.
Understand something about, we're going to fight this in peace. All right? Let me tell you something about Dr. King.
Right.
When they bombed his house, he went and got his gun. All right? He's like, oh, let me tell you this, nonviolence is just a tactic. Don't get that mixed. If you do something to my family, it's on. That nonviolence thing is out the window.
Listen, man. The reason why they don't like voodoo and they try to replace voodoo with Christianity is because in voodooism and all the things that the blacks used to practice back in the day, they didn't have that. If you do something to me, I forgive you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was if you did something to me, I'm going to handle my business with you, or I'm going to get rid of you. And that way I wouldn't have a problem with you again. So they was like, oh no, this is too violent. This is too, they too rebellious with this religion. The religion the spirituality don't allow them to forgive a person if they've been wrong to them. Because they automatically accept that you are a devil.
Right.
So they know a devil is a devil, like a snake.
And they deal with them accordingly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So they deal with them accordingly to the fact. And then when they noticed that religion was making them like that, they bought the bull that you just were talking about. They drew in.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right.
Or Christ. Or Christianity.
Exactly.
And they said, look, I can clunk you in your head, and the Lord say, forgive me, forgive me, please, out of your heart. I mean, and it starts from there,
right?
Understanding that, the warrior in you was vamping. You know what I'm saying? The warrior in you.
Right.
So if you ready to fight for what's right for you, and somebody come up and smack you in your face, and they go, oh, my fault, I'm sorry.
Right.
And you go, oh,
I
okay.
forgive you.
All right, we can go get some ice cream. With a swollen eye. Who does that?
Who does that?
No one.
No one.
But blacks.
That's right.
Okay, and it's being done to us all the time.
Me personally, especially when I run into those people that want to go along with that program, let me tell you something. My blade will seem like ecstasy as it tastes the nectar of your several arteries. I'll kill your ass poetically.
Wagwan.
And when you know what? And here's the thing, right? Case in point, what you were saying. Haiti, 1804. Haiti freed themselves from the French. All right? Where did it start at? Julie Bookman, one of the leaders, he said, give up their God.
Right.
Adopt our spirituality that we were raised on, that we came here with.
Right.
He didn't say, and you will be free. He said, worship your spirituality. You are free. And they took that in, and that was a major motivation in Haiti gaining its freedom and being one of the most hated nations in the world that is still being punished for gaining their freedom. All right? We get black people over here who don't understand that the only difference between blacks in the Caribbean and blacks on the U.S. mainland was a boat stop. That's the only difference between us.
Right.
That's the only difference. All right? We get some people here in our mainland, oh, well, he Haitian, you know, and they feed it to the propaganda. Well, he's Haitian, he's dirty, he's uneducated, and he or she might have AIDS. Y'all get caught up in that propaganda.
Dropped on them.
Drop. That's right. Get up off of that. Let's bring it around to, you know, what's still going on. Body camera shows black men being tased, kicked, and dragged by Louisiana police before his death. Louisiana race soldiers. It shows the video that's been put out, shows black men being tased, kicked, and dragged. Ronald Green, a black man who died after a pursuit by Louisiana State Police in 2019, could be heard apologizing to officers and telling them he was scared before being tased, dragged, and kicked in newly obtained body camera footage that they tried to hold back, but the Associated Press got it. The AP, the Associated Press, posted 3 clips totaling just over 2 minutes in length from the video. It says it's 46 minutes long. They tortured and beat this man for 46 minutes, and you wondering why he did. An officer approaches his car with weapons drawn and says, "Let's see your effing hands, you MFer." What the hell?
Yo, man, that type of stuff just makes me so upset. You don't really understand how upset that be making me. I mean, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, you know, and the man fled because what? Because he was afraid.
Nah, if he would have just ran him over or shot back at him or did anything to protect himself, it would have been the news and everybody would have made him look like he was a criminal.
Right.
And he couldn't have had a record. He couldn't have had a traffic stop. He could have been a spotless black person. That these are the people that they're attacking. They ain't attacking the guys out there with the AKs and the drug dealers and all of that. They are attacking regular working people. That, I mean, citizens that is trying to make it an American dream come true.
Right.
They ain't going out there stopping the drug dealers and all of that and pulling them out the car like that because they know they got guns and weapons.
Right.
And they'll blow their brains back. You know what I'm saying? I hate when I hear an innocent person get killed by a police officer or somebody that's supposed to be protecting our community and you coming out, jumping out the car, all racist soldiers type style. They have them all around, man.
Yeah.
I seen them the other day. One got out the car and tried to talk to me on some, I did something wrong. I was like, listen, I'll go to the disciplinary review board on it.
I heard that.
You know what he did?
Know your rights.
You know what he did? He turned around and walked away.
Because you weren't trying to hear that.
Exactly. I will write a letter to make you get fired and everybody with your last name get fired.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that.
I mean,
and that's the way
you have to be able to attack these people, and not only just by verbal and physical. You have to put it down in writing to white and ink pen. Make it follow them around like it followed you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
If you rape somebody and you're a pedophile, you're on file.
You doggone right.
Okay? Now you gotta put these people on file
That's
so
what
they
you gotta
can't
do.
get jobs nowhere else.
Yep.
And police is looking for people like that. They hiring people that beat up black people and kill black people. Now, how ignorant is that, man?
Yeah, because that's what they want.
How ignorant
That's
is
what they
that?
want. Look, case in point, in California for a long time, the police authorities in California went down south and hired the worst racists they could find to be on their police force. Because they said, you know, those white guys down south, they know how to handle N-words.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's what they did.
Yeah, right. Come up north and try to bring south to north and see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah, okay.
We don't play that. And guess what?
Exactly.
They don't play that down south now. That's what.
Yeah,
And a lot of
I
them
got some
never
people
did.
down south that don't play that. Matter of fact, you don't even gotta come out the south.
They got some
Listen,
people down there
man.
do it. Now the thing about this incident with this black man that was scared, there's always been a tradition in police forces, in
Right.
these race soldiers.
Right.
That if you run, they're going to punish you for that. Okay? If you run, when they catch you, they're going to beat you down and probably maybe beat you to death. Now, this guy was pulled over for
You
something.
ain't gotta run. They
No,
pull up on you and kill you.
And kill you
There ain't
any
no
damn
run
way.
to it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right? You know, because they're going to escalate the situation if they can. Case in point, this man right here, he was pulled over for an unspecified traffic violation. How many times have we heard that? Somebody got pulled over for an unspecified traffic violation and got killed.
I mean, you only hear it being done to blacks.
Right?
Period.
Right?
I have
I'm not saying
never,
they don't hurt
I
any
have
whites.
never heard a police officer pull a white person over and kill him.
No.
Period.
No.
So, I mean, they know the difference, man. This is just ridiculous.
It is. You know? Now, let me tell y'all something. When Harriet Tubman was born,
Right.
Thomas Jefferson was alive.
Right?
When Harriet Tubman died, Ronald Reagan was alive. Stop saying everything was 400 years ago. It was not.
Right.
Because it's going on right now. And it's been going
Today.
on since the inception of this racist country. Don't get it mixed. They run around, oh, yo, this is a Christian nation. No, it's not. Christianity, how many times I've told you, Christianity is not the religion of America. White supremacy is the religion of America. Don't get that mixed. That's exactly what it is. And it goes through from the top government officials down to, look, Massachusetts officer. Charged with assault to intimidate after reportedly threatening her son's 14-year-old friend who came over for a sleepover for his support of Black Lives Matter. A Massachusetts police officer threatened a 14-year-old black boy over his support.
And the rage that these racist people have in them, I mean, it doesn't go, age doesn't matter. You can be 100 or you can be a 2-year-old black baby and they'll kill you.
They'll kill you.
Now, how ignorant is that?
Yeah. Patricia Leah, a female police officer, 52-year-old white woman from Milton, all right, she became the subject of an internal investigation after she threatened and intimidated a 14-year-old black boy.
She should be fired.
That's what she should be.
I mean,
They're taking too long on these damn investigations with video evidence.
They need to be gone, period. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Know?
That's just
her husband tried to intervene. Okay? Well, she's so filled with this hate. Alright? She punched her husband in the face and gave him a bloody nose for trying to intervene.
Stop her. Fine. Don't, baby, be nice.
Yeah.
No, shut up. You in lover.
Yep. And that's basically what it was. That's basically what it was. You know?
Whoever understood that language right there.
Let me tell you something. Alright?
Well,
I had no problem with your child. I did it myself. Having a white brother. Alright? But don't send them over their parents' house for no sleepover. They might not come back alive.
Or they'll come back bruised up and beat up.
Or emotionally traumatized.
We need to just get out of that anyway. We need to come together as a world, man. The world is sick, man. The world needs to be healed. And it can't be healed through all of this destruction that's going on, you know, among ourselves as a people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma. Yeah. I see, yo, you see, Vaughn. Hey, what up? You see, that ain't like Sister Rock. What's good? Hey, yo, you coming through? What's happening? Wale, what's good? I see you, homie. That's right. We make it happen. We ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? 844-WHGE 953. That's the number. You want to hit us up, call us in, make the phone ring, talk to us. We answer questions live For real.
Niggas be dead. So don't be scared. We ain't
Don't be scared.
Buddy.
Put in work.
Come on in. We got you. If anything, you just gonna learn something.
Yeah.
Minimum. And don't get it mixed. Our ego ain't in this. We might learn something from you. That's word.
Almost definitely. I am open to learn all the time. I mean, I just want to know. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. We are not satisfied to believe, we want to know.
Right.
And see, we got sense enough to know. That's why I said we're so intelligent. Because the prerequisite for being intelligent is knowing that you have a lot to learn.
Right.
You know, as well as, you know, and that's why we share.
Knowing what you know.
Knowing what you know, as well as knowing what you know. Still got a lot to learn.
Almost definitely.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
844 WHGE 953. Hit us up.
And we were talking about these race soldiers.
Right.
And one of the things that I often see with these race soldiers is how upset they get when they feel as though you're not directly obeying their orders. Go stand over there. Blah, 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 blah. Police don't have the right to kill you for not following their instructions.
Look, man, just take me down. And you don't have to say nothing. Just say, okay, take me down.
Right.
Arrest me. Okay? You ain't gotta beat me. You ain't gotta smack me around. You ain't gotta cuss me out. You ain't gotta, spit tobacco on me. I mean, they provoke black people to respond in hollering. They know we emotional people.
Right.
They tell us do something. Yo, get out the car. Why?
Why?
I don't have a record. I don't have a drug record. I don't have anything. What do I need to get out of the car for?
Because I said so.
Okay, now you shut up and say, take me to jail.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather just take me down. I don't want to, or get your supervisor.
Yeah, get your supervisor.
Either one. I'll say take me down, because when you get the supervisor, both of them can beat you up.
Right.
So the supervisor might come and be worse than him.
How about that?
So it's about just going down there, because the judge is the only one really that can give you the sentencing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Give you the charge. They only write up what it is that they say they doing.
Right.
So if you don't give them anything to write up, okay, that's what it is. Oh, you sound kind of hostile. I'd rather for you to lock me up. Can you just lock me up? And now you asking to be locked up, so you won't be killed.
So you won't be killed.
Exactly.
Listen to that.
You have to be smart.
Listen to that. You got to be smart when you get behind enemy
Set all that
lines.
stuff down. Okay, take me in. That's all you have to say.
That's
and
right.
if they ain't responding to that, now you have a whole different avenue to be able to attack them on.
That's word.
Just like that. It's just that simple.
I have said this before, and I know how it is when you get involved with these race soldiers. You're
they provoke you
they
so
provoke
bad.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got in your head all the stuff that they've
Did
done.
you know they train to do that?
Oh yeah.
Did you know that they train to make people upset like that so they can get
so
their
they can
quotas,
escalate it.
so they can get their quotas up? They need each officer need to lock up at least like 5 to 10 people a month or a week or something like that, and they have to meet their quotas. So they have a specific training to start throwing that at people that they think they can get.
Right. And let me tell you something. Police are some of the biggest liars in the world.
They are the liars.
They're some of the biggest liars in the world. I seen an incident where police ran up in these people's house, right, and claimed they had a warrant, and they searching the house.
Yo, this is good. My fault, not to cut you off, but I was thinking about this right now.
Okay.
Where do all the vicious people really go?
That's a good question.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
The police force and the Vatican.
And who?
The Vatican.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. That's crazy.
Because they look for forgiveness after they kill a person and go to God. Okay. And I mean, it's like it's so crazy that it's.
That's all right, bro. That's all right. But look, they ran up to these people's house, all right, and lied about having a warrant. Didn't show the warrant, and the lady in the house said, "Y'all gotta get out of my house." Oh, we ain't gotta do that. Oh, we got a warrant. Okay, let's see the warrant. Well, okay, we ain't got no warrant, but you're doing us to let us in, and once she let us in, we in here now, and you can do anything you want. You can complain how you want, this, that, and the other. We're looking for this person. This person is suspected to be in your house.
Broke in their house when a little girl opened the door that,
right.
you know, but not the proper age to go to the door. So they manipulated her and opened the door, and then they bust in there and act like everything's cool.
Yep.
She was supposed to start shooting.
She was supposed to start shooting?
Just like that.
Just
I don't
like
care
that.
if you got a badge on. If you come in my house and
uninvited,
without a warrant, you are a crooked cop. That's the way I'm taking
and entered in my house.
Period. That's a crooked cop.
That's a crime, and I feel threatened.
Crooked cop. Period.
That's her. You know? And like I said, you know, you got to be careful with these race soldiers because they will lie to you. You know, they will lie
Set
to
you up and everything,
in
man.
a New York minute. Seen a probation officer.
That's crazy.
Sorry, SOB. Boop.
It was late.
Yeah,
I got you.
Alright. He goes in the dude's house. The dude been on probation. He getting this thing together. He getting his life together.
Right.
But the probation officer's like, yeah, you know, we don't like to let y'all go free, so I'm gonna plant a little drugs over here. But my man had a camera and caught that fool planting drugs in his house.
That's what they do, though.
Yeah.
To keep their quota up.
Yep. And then they're gonna violate
Then
him.
they hired a person that, you know, don't like a person that talk this way, don't like white people, don't like black people, don't like this vicious person. And they hire these people, and then if you do something or say something wrong to them, they in these positions that your life is in their hands, they do what they want with you.
That's right.
That's crazy.
That's right. You know? And see, a big part of the problem is we have to understand who we are. We are not descendants of slaves.
Most definitely not.
We are descended from proud Africans who were captured and enslaved and mangled and maimed and abused, and they resisted. And they survived. And they were strong people. And they survived all of the humiliations, deprivations imposed on them. They resisted and they survived.
The world is thousands of years old. So slavery has only been in process for 400 years. So something like that. Slavery is not where we're from.
No, it's not who we are.
Right.
You know?
That the time that it happened to only tell you that this has been cast up on us. You know what I'm saying? Bestowed upon us.
That's right.
You know.
Right. And it's our duty as students of history.
Right.
To lift up our people into the place of glory that they belong. That's a quote from the Rashidi, Dr. Runoko Rashidi, one of our greatest historians.
What makes an individual super powerful?
What makes them super powerful?
And then what makes an individual person super powerful?
The belief in themselves and knowing who they are. Knowledge. Okay. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Now, once you get that knowledge, you'll be able to understand and do a lot of things.
Right.
You understand? And your receptacles is open.
Right. Let me tell you something about knowledge. Knowledge plus action.
Oh, most definitely.
Equals progress.
Right.
You know?
And that's what we have to put in effect as a community. As a people. We gotta get all the knowledge and all the wisdom that we got. We already know that white Jesus is not our God. So why you keep, you know what I'm saying? We gotta take our knowledge and put it back into ourselves and stuff like that to know who we are.
Word. You know? Let me tell you something. Like we were saying, knowledge plus action. Alright? A lot of us out here calling for revolution, and some of y'all calling for that on the internet won't bust the grape. Shut up. Because our revolution is not a public speaking tournament.
Right.
A revolution is not a battle of fine phrases. Yes, we say some controversial things, but it's to spur you to action. A revolution is not simply for spouting slogans that are no more than signals used by manipulators to use them as catchwords, as code words, as a foil for their own display.
Right.
As I always tell you, this is not about our ego. Our revolution is and should continue to be the collective effort of revolutionaries to transform reality to improve the concrete situation of the masses of our people. That's a quote from Thomas Sankara, who I told you about. If you don't know who Thomas Sankara is, look him up. Or look at past episodes of The Open Eye, where you will learn something. Now listen, A lot of people may not know what's going on in Israel with Israel and Palestine and what have you, and what they got going on and what they're doing. All right. Well, you know, learn the history of this, okay? Because the Israelis are just, you know, oppressing and murdering the Palestinians like crazy. All right. Recently, there's been conflict where, you know, and oh man, some of the stuff that I've seen from this, okay, and that the world has seen, all right, it's just been horrific. In America, what are they scheduled to give Israel the next $38 billion in aid? That's my money. I don't want them to have my money to do what they're doing. Now, Palestinians went on a 48-hour general strike, shut down entire segments of Israel's economy. Understand that. Listen to that. Palestinians went on a 48-hour general strike, shut down entire segments of Israel's economy. And within one day, Israel stopped bombing Gaza. Almost as if capitalism only exists by exploiting workers, and the most powerful tool in the armory of the dispossessed is striking in its generalized form. That means dealing with the money, shutting down the money. Y'all understand that? And black people in America are continuously murdered by law enforcement with impunity. The list grows every day. The list of murder victims at the hand of law enforcement includes men, women, and children. They kill our children. We all know the names by now.
And we look for that uniform to be a savior. And
Right.
when it comes to us, as black people, when they pulling up, we looking at them as murderers.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So the difference is just that. When a police officer pull up to a white person, it's, hello, how are you?
Good afternoon.
You know you were speeding, but I'm going to let you go today, okay?
Yeah,
Just
I'm
be
gonna give you a
careful,
warning.
you know?
Yeah.
And then when the black person pull up, you wasn't speeding, you wasn't doing nothing. Boop, boop. He got a nice car.
Mhm.
Let's see what he talking about. What's going on? Pull him over. Don't know he a judge. Don't know he's a judge in the car already. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to us.
I seen the video.
To us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen the video where one of these race soldiers pulled over a black police captain
Oh,
who was
yeah.
coming on his first day on the job in the police force that he was part of.
And that's just how vicious they are. You know what I'm saying?
All he saw was his skin. No matter what the reason, any interaction with law enforcement by black people is more likely than not to end in that black person's death. That sounds outlandish, outrageous, and like an exaggeration. If you think so, you haven't been paying attention, because it's not. It is the norm for black people in America. What other group of people can call the police for assistance and wind up murdered?
Right. And you the one that called them for
You the
help.
one that called the damn cops.
You actually call for help.
Right.
And they get there and they murder you.
And they show up and say,
And then they make it so bad after they murder you, they turn you into a bad guy, drag you through the dirt and all that, and you don't even have a record. So that this is the justice in America for black people. There is none.
There is none.
So we have to make our own.
Right.
We have to start responding to these people's actions.
And we have to police our own community.
Almost definitely police our own. We don't even need the police to come through our area when we start policing ourselves.
That's right.
You know, just stay over there, man.
Because I grew up in that environment.
We'll give you a problem. That's places that I know that police can't even go in. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Period.
They ain't going down through there messing around.
Yo, man.
And you know, I grew up in an environment where our own community was policed by the adults in our community. Okay? I can remember this happening in my community. Alright? It was a brother, young brother. He got married, he had a couple of kids, this, that, and the other. Things are moving along, you know. But he got a little out of hand. He wanted to party, he this, that, and the other. When his wife chastised him for it, he beat him. The women in the community came over there and talked to his brother. And they said, look, we're not having that.
Right.
You get to drinking and feel as though you want to put your hands on your wife, maybe what you need to do is go. He didn't listen. All right? He calmed down for a couple of days, this, that, and the other, couple of weeks or whatever.
Right.
Next weekend, he got drunk, got chastised for it, he beat his wife. Now, the women went to their men, and they sent their men to straighten this dude out.
Right.
One Saturday morning, they took my man fishing. The older brothers in the community took my man fishing. When that fool came back, let me tell you something. He was the epitome, the model of a good husband. Them brothers straightened that ass out. Woo! That's what we need in our community.
Oh yeah, we definitely need more mentorship in our community. And,
That's right.
You know,
That is,
I mean, it's a lot that we can do as a brother or men in our community to help, you know, round off our kids. You know what I'm saying?
You know? Well,
But it take buildings. It take places where we need to be able to put this in effect at. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Where we can throw meetings and the kids will come and we can teach them how to play chess and we can teach them things that benefit them as a well-rounded human being. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Best thing you can do for the kid is talk to him. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the best thing you can do. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
I'm Nsoromma.
Patrice Gibbs.
Y'all ain't doing it. Yo, Nsoromma in the building. Spotify, Nsoromma. You hear me? Yo. Yo, shout out. Hey, Simone, what's good?
Who are they on my side?
Everybody, everybody. Hey, yo. What's good, everybody?
Hey, when we put this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We gotta get it, write it down so we can put it up on the joint so people can go through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Implosion.
Big up Smooth. What's good? What's good?
Smooth and Nsoromma.
Implosion. Spotify. You dig me? Y'all ain't doing it.
All right. Having been enslaved for 250 years, black people were not left to their own devices.
Right.
They were terrorized and tortured. In the Deep South, a second slavery ruled, known as sharecropping. In the North, legislatures, mayors, civic associations, banks, and citizens all colluded to pin black people in the ghettos where they were overcrowded, overcharged, and undereducated. Businesses discriminated against them, awarding them the worst jobs and the worst wages. Police brutalized them in the street, and the notion that black lives, black bodies, and black wealth were rightful targets remained deeply rooted in the broader society. Now we have half stepped away from our long centuries of despoilment, promising never again. But still we are haunted. It's as though we have run up a credit card bill, having pledged to charge no more, remain befuddled that the balance doesn't disappear. The effects of that balance, interest accruing daily, are all around us. Wow. I'm Patrice Gibbs. And as I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority. Treat you as an option. This has been the Open Eye.
I'm Nsoromma once again.
Patrice Gibbs.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Tune in every Saturday, 11 to 12. Yaga! Yo, I thank y'all once again for tuning in. I'm Nsoromma, Nsoromma, Spotify, any streaming service. Go check out some of the music. Yo, the new hottest joint is Hard Work to That. You feel what I'm saying? So, yo, Pat, you want to say something to you, yo?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thanks for joining us. I see you, Cousin Sherry, Cousin Rod, Brother Mike Whittle. Thank you for joining us, coming in with us. Hey, that's word. I see you over there, Sister Rochelle. All right. That's word. Anthony, big ups. Big ups. All right. We'll see you next time. Peace.